Welcome to the Predator World 10-Ball Championship, proudly presented by CueSports International and hosted here in Las Vegas at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. We'd like to thank our other sponsors of the event, Diamond Billiard Products, Kamui, and Omega. We started with 64 players and finished stage 1. We are now in stage 2, and that is complete, and we are down to our final 2 players. It is the finals, and let's meet our 2 opponents for the finals. First up, hailing from Germany, he is the #1 ranked player in the world. Can we please put our hands together for Joshua Filler? And his opponent from Chinese Taipei. He was a world junior champion. We put our hands together for Ko Ping-Chung. Gentlemen, your picture?
Welcome, everyone. This is George Teachea and Jeremy Jones in the booth at this Predator World 10-Ball Championship. We have a great matchup. 64 players started out on Monday for this world title, and we're down to the final 2. And what a 2 we have. Jeremy Jones, what do you think of these 2 guys?
Well, they've played the best so far, and our #1 ranked player, Joshua Filler, #1 ranked player in the world, and I believe Ko Ping-Chung is number 7 or 8. The rankings fluctuate a little bit, and he'll definitely go up with this showing no matter what happens here in the final. And I'll tell you, I didn't get to watch much of the last semifinal, but I kind of feel like this young man right here breaking the balls has been pretty darn steady and eerily similar to his brother. His brother got beaten in a tough semifinal where I kind of feel like he may have outplayed Joshua a little bit, but just a little misfortune and cost him that match and a couple of dry breaks at some bad moments. But I expect a real clean match by both players. You expect Ko Ping-Chung to be a little bit tidier with the cue ball, a little bit more efficient at times, but Filler, of course, can come with those shots and sometimes gets out of line, but always seems to be able to recover at the biggest moments.
He really does, and Ko is just very efficient with that cue ball. Just as you said, he's been spot on the whole time. The last match, he really controlled the total the table. It was just something great to watch him play. It made commentating just so easy. We didn't have to say a word. He just led the cue ball around and was always in line, and they had some nice kick saves, a little bit of everything. But he started out with a break that didn't get him anywhere. He's got to push out.
Yeah, he's not going to be too happy about that, especially if he let him see all of it. If he can get the entire 1 where he can squeeze the cue ball behind the 5.
Yeah, he's going to be real tight. He's going to try to go behind the 4 probably.
Yeah, we'll just go that direction for sure. And I'm surprised he didn't roll out behind the 6 somewhere for a kick.
Well,
some type of kick shot to the
Joshua
back rail.
Kicks so well, as does. Well, he made a beautiful. Ko Ping-Chung made a beautiful kick shot in his match against Masato Yoshioka.
Okay,
started off here. That's a mistake already.
Yeah, and one that you feel like is not always your fault catching that point, but he's got a power bank here where he can go through the bank and try and gain position. I believe that angle's offered. I think he'll probably elect to play safe. He's got a lot of ways. Try to keep it real simple here and use the 4-5.
We have a 40-second shot clock, and the players will be advised at the 10-second time that there's 10 seconds left, and they'll usually use their extension at that point or hurry up and shoot. This is a $100,000 added World Pool Association sanctioned event. We're at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. We're sponsored by Predator, CueSports International, Diamond Billiard Products, Kamui, and Omega Billiards. We're playing on 9-foot diamond tables, and he's played a nice safety.
Yeah, I think he let him see it, though. And here's where Josh may have to use the 8-ball to slow the cue ball down and just bump the one up and try and float into the 8-ball with some left English, hitting the one kind of full. Josh is really good at chipping the object ball from a long distance, just thinning it and running the cue ball. He's got that available if he wants to try it, but I kind of like keeping it real simple here, and he could get a pretty solid hook. Okay, he's gonna, yeah, he was trying to do something similar, just knock the ball down table, and man, what a nice roll that was on a double kiss.
Double kiss, yeah, put him right behind the 10 ball. Provides a fairly simple kick off the side rail, just beneath the side pocket. But where do you kick the 1 to?
Well, I like the jump shot actually here, because you can jump and knock the 1 towards the 4-5, and you should be able to bring the cue ball back with the jump cue.
As close as he is to that 2 ball?
Yeah.
We
saw a jump shot earlier in the tournament where someone was actually froze to the ball and they got over. Now he's going to call it in the side and try and move the cue ball back for shape.
Wow.
And not much reward on one heck of a shot, but he's going to get a look at the 2, and that's about as important as anything. Oh, he didn't call it? Oh,
he called it in the corner pocket.
Wow, that's okay. Well, I thought he had pointed at the side at first, so maybe he changed his mind. But you don't expect that much of a miss hit with the jump cue, not especially by the Ko brothers.
Well, he's taking it up again and found cover.
Yeah, and you'll want to kick long rail to the by the 6 here. And this is like medium. You don't want to blast it, first of all, not to lose accuracy on the kick. But second of all, you got the 3, 9, 8, and 10 here. If you make a solid hit, this cue ball is going to be coming down. So you don't want to baby it, but don't want to hammer it. Nice medium. Yeah, I like that. Cue ball is going to be coming down the end rail, and with all that congestion, you could keep Josh off an offensive shot, and that's really all you're asking for.
Yeah, well, he's giving him quite a look here. I'm not sure.
Looks like he can roll the 2 ball right between the 8 and 9 and nestle up on the 8. I think he could keep it simple that way, and these guys will survey a little bit more devastating snooker just because of how awesome the players are at kicking and jumping. Just like here, the cross side kick.
Oh, he's odds on to make this.
Well,
he kicked
I think it's 30% probably, but if it was a little less of a cut on the 2, a little heavier hit on the 2 right here, I think, yeah, you up it to maybe 50%.
In his match with Masato in the semifinal, there was a ball close to the rail along the long rail. He kicked it long rail and right into the pocket. It was just a beautiful 1-ball shot, if I remember correctly.
And there you go.
There you go. Yes. He's deadly when it comes to those shots.
Well, I think in a quiet kind of way, he's won these fans over. He doesn't show a whole lot of emotion and really sticks to his game plan, but really fun to watch play.
Sure is. And we talked about him in one of his previous matches where you talked about how tidy he is with the cue ball, how efficient he is with the cue ball, how well he moves it. And shots like this, just effortless.
Well, and that's really from just the technique and how sound the fundamentals are. He's a small man and really uses the cue stick to do a lot of the work and just a lot of good flow of the swing, and gets just as much power, it seems like, when he needs it as any player.
Yeah, well, he's 23 years old. Started playing when he was 10 years old, so he's been doing it for a while and moving that ball around, hopefully the same way for forever.
Well, he had one heck of a guy helping him. That's his older brother.
Well, he's only 30, so They're 7 years apart. Good shot here. Looks like he's going to.
And I actually think they both have great fundamentals, and I actually think Ko Ping-Chung's are just a hair more solid than his brothers. And people ask who I think plays better. And the only time I've given the opinion was, I like the man on your screen right now just a touch more than his brother, and doesn't have the accolades, but
he hasn't had the time to get him either.
Well, yeah, and it's not easy to get him anyways. Only one person can win the tournament. But I like his future, and just really doesn't get rattled.
Yeah, he's got a very bright future. And, you know, that's one of the things I did notice about him in the times I've seen him play here today, this week, is he's just stays right with it. Doesn't, like you said, does not get rattled. I was looking for a better way to put that, and I just didn't come up with one.
Well, I like the way he plays, too. A lot of corner pocket position, which really leads to keeping you in line, and more so, I think, than anything, it really bodes for a lot of confidence. When you're moving the ball around to try and get a little shorter shot, sometimes it kind of questioning what you're thinking about your abilities. And there's no question here by Ko Ping-Chung, and stole this first rack with one heck of a kick shot on the 2.
Yeah, that was a great shot. Great shot. Great effort. Now, Joshua Filler, who's going to be breaking the ball, just a 21-year-old from Stolberg, Germany. He's a reigning world 9-ball champion. He's also second on the AZB money list. He's the current #1 rated player in the World Pool Association, WPA. And wow, he beat the older brother too. Defeated him 10-8 in the finals. In the final 16, I believe.
No, the semifinals.
Semifinals, yeah. Great match by him. That's the one you were speaking of.
Yeah, it was a great match. Josh had a few errors in that match.
It looked like he got a little weak towards the middle, and then came back a little stronger towards the end. But actually, Ko Ping-Chung came back real strong at the end. Just like you said, a couple of bad breaks, and
yeah, really got kissed in on the break. The opening rack, Ko Ping-Chung had 2 dry breaks at 6-6 and 8-6, and Josh made a kind of a big error there, and then a couple things happened after that error that were out of his hands, but it sure looked like it was a possibility of slipping away after having a decent lead.
What a strong break there. He squats the cue ball dead center of the table, hangs the 1 ball in the upper right-hand corner pocket, puts the 2 ball down to the opposite corner pocket, length of the table, and he just is going to work his way.
And when that ball's deep like that, you'll see guys trying to get that position as quick as possible, because it's scary coming out of the pocket on the ones hanging deep in the hole. Okay, could have got a little better out of that as far as the cue ball strike. He definitely wanted to catch the rail a little quicker and didn't want to come, but maybe where the 8's at, that area.
Right.
Wasn't trying to get super close to it, but so big shot here in game 2.
Yeah, long straight, almost straight in.
And it bodes well for both players if Josh can knock this in. It's just going to give him more confidence. And that's probably one of the single most differences when people ask about why is Josh Filler so good. And that right there on the rail, didn't really hesitate too much. Wasn't in love with the shape he had, but he dealt with it and just keeps knocking them in. Okay, he's got to be aware here not to overhit it and catch the 10 and something bad happen. Okay, he just played it simply, and that's another thing I like about Josh sometimes in the most important moments. He's not afraid to turn it loose if he thinks it's correct, but he's also can pull on the reins a little bit and just let his talent take over.
Sure, so he's not afraid of the long shot. He didn't work to move the cue ball closer to his object ball. He just kept it simple and was successful getting the next shot, as you will be here.
And didn't take any chance there. Yeah. Okay, so he can play for a lot of angle here to move the cue ball a couple rails back and forth. He can try and land heavy on the 9, where he can just draw the cue ball back. And that's more of what he's done, and I like that because these top players, they don't have to get but about where the side pocket's at. So if he fell a little funny on this 9, he wouldn't move it back so much. Here, he'll go ahead and bring it on back.
Just back enough so that he's sure to make the ball and travel the cue ball safely. And he does his work, and they're on break. Tied at 1 in this race to 10 final. Keep in mind we are playing WPA rules. The 10 ball is played as the last ball for a win. If it's pocketed during a combination or a billiard, it does not count, but they keep shooting as long as it's called. They are playing for $30,000 first place money, but more importantly, they're playing for a world title. The World 10 ball.
And Josh Filler playing to own both the World 9 ball and 10 ball at the same time.
That's big. That would be real big for him. Well, for anybody. Has that been done before?
Actually, I think Ko Ping-Chung owned them both at one time. Or it may have been 1 year and then the following, but within the not the calendar year, but the following year, but within a 12-month span owned both.
Well, Ko Ping-Chung is about to break the balls. And we know what he wants to do. Leave and keep Joshua Filler in his chair.
Yeah, Jimmy Weiss and I talked about it in the opening semifinal that these upper echelon, you know, the very, very best in the world. And okay, is the 6 going to get a kiss in the hole? No, and that's a little upsetting because the rack just really didn't open that great. It wasn't anything like the racks. Yeah,
it didn't have the sound.
Funny sound, and but what I was getting at is, and all the players, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about just 2 or 3 players, but they all look just for that little crack, that little opening to try and steal a game maybe on your break or at a key moment. But some of the upper echelon guys, it just doesn't take much of a chance. Just a sliver, a kick shot a lot of times, just like here.
That's going to be, oh, wow. He measured that speed perfectly because he knew he was going to get that. I'm pretty sure he knew he was going to get that second kiss from the 5.
Yeah, and he's just got to tie the 1 and 5 up here, I believe. He could try to tie something else up, but it's much more dangerous. And the good thing about tying the 1 and 5 up is with the 7 being there, it may be very difficult for him to get you back in that same position with ball in hand, you know, like feather the 1, move the 5 down a little bit and bring the cue ball. Wow, he's going to the jump cue, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
Wow, he's going to get this up at least 3 inches and down within.
Well, it'll land on it, I guess.
What a jump this will be.
Yeah, and a hard one to pull. That's one you practice sometimes and mess around with, but one that's very hard to pull the trigger in competition, let alone the final of the World 10 Ball Championships.
He's not only jumping the ball. That's a foul. I was going to say he's not only jumping the ball, he has to jump out of the pocket.
Yeah, and a little bit of a mental error, in my opinion, there. I think I would have had to try and make Josh work a little bit more. I'm surprised he's shooting it that direction. He could shoot it in the other pocket and just come one rail between the 4 and 8 and get right there for a nice little angle on the 2. This shot here tells me he's going to be a little further away from the 2. Is he trying to open a pocket for the 4 maybe? Is that what's going on? But it appears the 4 goes by the 6.
That's exactly what he was doing. But he left the 9 ball. He opened it.
Yeah, and he got a little flatter here on the 2, which still shouldn't be a problem.
Stay to the right of the 3.
But I thought the 4 went by the 6. It sure appeared the 4 went by the 6.
It looks like it from here, too.
Okay.
And it does. No, he's got to get up there first. He'll decide. He'll probably play the 4 ball by the 6.
The main thing here from the 3 to the 4 is stay off the rail with the cue ball. These guys are so good. Of course, they want to gain really nice position on the 5. But also have to recognize the 5 is very cuttable for these players from a lot of positions. So you know, he wouldn't need much but a foot, foot and a half off the 4 going towards the 5, and it would be playable.
He'll probably just take that long position right here.
Yeah, it's pretty much a roll shot, though. He's
Yeah.
a little thin on the 4, so he's going to elevate. You can see now it's a little more of a cut shot.
Oh, he's coming up. Now he played it up. Wow, this is looking good to stay on. He'll steal this game from Ko.
Okay, he'll probably come to the center of the table, whether 2 rails or 1 rail. He chose the 2. And could have used a little bit more out of the cue ball there, but not bad.
Back for the 9. Didn't overdo it and get behind the 10. Probably play the 10 ball.
One
Same
rail.
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same place for the 10. Good look at those Predator Arcos 2 balls. New product by Predator that should be out at the end of the year. It's being played on Predator XK2 cloth. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but thought I would. This is during the BCAPL World Championships and during the USAPL National Championships. So we have players in attendance, 337-foot tables in 3 ballrooms at the Rio here in Las Vegas. As you can see, and you'll see, we have full stands, great audience, great commentator here with Jeremy Jones.
Oh, same back at you there, George.
And 2 fantastic, very young players putting on an exhibition that's probably going to be the best you'll ever see, or as good as you've ever seen. Joshua is sponsored by Predator. He's about to break with a Predator BK Rush. He has that new Urbane case.
Okay, he's been pretty solid all day with
And again,
a repeating break and getting a lot of shots on the 1 ball. And probably a bit obvious, he's in our final without shots on the 1 ball. As great as all these players are, hard to beat each other if you don't get a shot. But he's natural here on the 1, even though he's got to go all the way down. It looks just really natural to get on the good side of the 2 here.
Yeah, I would venture a guess and say that he probably
needs to slow down there, though, a little bit.
It went down. I would venture to guess that he probably runs out, I'd say 60% of the time he makes the ball.
On the break,
On the break, off the break, sure.
Well, this is real close. Is he going by this 2 towards the side? This is very close. I mean, he's going by the 10, excuse me.
Well, he doesn't have to go far. As long as he doesn't go in the pocket, he'll be okay.
Yeah, but he's got a cut on this, so that's why you'll see him partially elevating, trying to really get by that scratch.
Now he's going to think about it. He says, okay, I was hurrying at first, but now I think I'll just take my time and think about this.
Yeah, and he's elevating because I believe he is going towards that scratch. So he's trying to elevate and take a long shot on the 3 probably. Yeah, just like that. You could tell the path of the cue ball. He couldn't really let it run.
Going right.
That would involve some danger.
Especially on this pretty fast bed cloth.
Oh, yeah.
I'll come around here.
Well, it's going to land on the rail, though, I believe. And he's had a few testers off the rail already. One heck of a 3 ball he pocketed in the 2nd game. And now he's got a big one here.
He's got just a shade of an angle, just a small angle so he can follow it and catch the head rail.
Okay, he needs some nice speed here.
Wow.
Got it.
Wow. Speed was just perfect. Unfortunately, when these two players meet, I use that word a lot.
Well, that's not perfect there.
No.
May have to come through this with a little high inside or just hold for a little bit more of a cut on the 9.
He'll just take the cut. He doesn't mind taking a little bit more angle. Just come over to the right side of the 10 and just pocket it in the same pocket. Just a nice clean cut down the rail.
And really nice strike of the cue ball. Settling in here in game 4, Josh Filler, and now a 3-1 lead.
Boy, he took advantage of that mistake real quick, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he broke and ran there, but yeah, capitalized after.
Well, he turned it into 2 games.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And he, a little bit of a funny decision going at that jump shot there in game 3.
He was asking a lot, I will say.
Yeah.
He was asking a lot of himself there.
And it's like I said, I know these guys. Like if you go out on the outer side and bet the hit against them on that type of shot, they're going to beat you. He's not pulling that jump cue out because he hasn't ever pulled that off before or practiced that a little bit. But it's still just the type of shot that doesn't allow any bit of a mishit, and it's just a real hard one to pull the trigger on under pressure in the biggest moments.
Well, those of you at home, you're watching 2 of the best players in the world. Josh Filler, of course, is ranked #1 by WPA, and as Jeremy told us, his opponent, Ko Ping-Chung, is probably 7th or 8th.
Yeah, I know he's top 10.
And going up, because after a performance like this, he should be going up. There were 64 players that came out. 13 were world champions for this tournament.
Well, you could see the little hand gesture there that the 3 just snuck in the way of the path to get to the 1. Yeah. Now this one here, I mean, he can't roll out to the jump here, so there won't be any ifs, ands, and buts. He's going right to the short cue.
He's going right at it. Why bother jumping, or why bother rolling out? I'll just jump it from here.
Now he's got to watch out for a big pocket on a cross-side scratch where the 9's at. You kind of figure if he cuts the 1 in, it'll probably act thin because of the cue ball will be hopping a little bit, so it should come short of that 9 ball in that side pocket. But still a little bit of a concern, yeah.
Came very, very short.
Yeah, it's because it's in the air, and it cuts it actually from while it's in the air, so it lands on top, so it's not near as thick a hit when it cuts it.
Now he's looking to see if this 4 ball goes by the 7. If he does, he'll make quick work of this.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny as far as it's hard to get to the left side, our left side of the 4 for a natural angle on the 6. So he may have to shoot the 6 from a little distance, but still shouldn't really pose a problem. Like right here, he's going to fall a little bit to where he's not going towards the 6.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a camera angle at this 4 ball going in the pocket. He doesn't have a full pocket.
No, so you may see him go forward here. Now, very easy to take your eye off of this and overcut this ball into the 7 when you're going forward with the cue ball. So you really want to stay true to that full hit. Okay, and he did so.
Wow, he did just so easy. It looks so easy. It took a lot of focus.
Well, I've talked about this young man before many times to many different people. I think he is the epitome of timing as far as letting timing get the job done. Just really never really out of line with not only just everything, the back swing, which always promotes a good forward swing and helps it. And man, I love his dynamics.
He'll fall on this 10 ball and close that 3-1 score to a 3-2. And he's done his part in maintaining his presence at the table. by breaking and running that rack.
Well, and I'll tell you what, things tend to change during the match as far as the degree of difficulty of the layouts or starting shots between the two players. And now at 3-2, Ko Ping-Chung has had to kick a 2-ball in and then make one heck of an out, and then he's had to jump a 1-ball in and make a nice out to get those 2 games. So we'll pay attention as the match goes to see if just the layouts and the starting shots tend to differ, and see if it changes as it goes.
Well, Josh, on his last run out, his opening break was perfect. He parked the cue ball in the center of the table, had the 1-ball in the jaws, proceeded to run out, and then on that last one, this cue ball was back up in the corner, but still made the 1-ball. And
yeah, well, he got nice on the one.
Yeah, he got nice on the one.
But a lot of that is, credited also to Josh as far as breaking the balls really solid. As you mentioned, the cue ball was
he parked
almost perfect position. I think an inch from dead center of the table.
I think he parked it the second time too, but it was bumped to the upper right-hand corner.
Right.
See what he does with it here, and see it parks right in the middle and gets bumped by the 9, and ends up in a good look. I mean, ends up perfect for the 1.
Yeah, now he's got some work with the 4-8. That, man, a 4 may have a portion of the pocket, and the camera tells you it does have a portion of the pocket, but I'm not sure. It's close. Looking directly at the table, kind of leads me to think it's a lot tighter than it appears on the TV.
It's close, but he seems to have the pocket. Now the 3-ball. Probably just play it in the side from there and come up for the 4.
Well, the side's a little tight, so he'll look at that. And I think he's looking to maybe get short side on the 4 off the 3 if he falls there. Now the 4-8 combination's not bad either, so if you fall to where you can't go forward for short side and the 4 is just a little too tight, he'll play a 4-8 combination. Not that bad.
Oh, he's going to go down with it.
Okay. So that'll start to tell you that the 4 may have a bit more of the pocket than we think. Oh, he shaved the 8. Now he's definitely closed the pocket, but made the combo easier.
Yes, he did.
And really fortunate from that angle to hit the 8. He had to shave it paper thin to still make the 3. If he hits it any thicker, it drives the 3 into the rail, and that ball wobbles up.
Well, see, him shaving that 8-ball tells me he kind of missed it a little bit because he was trying to shave the rail.
Oh yeah, he was very aware he needed to hit down the left side of that 8.
Well, this is coming back, and he'll make short work of this. 4 balls for a game.
We've had players. That's how you get so many major titles. We've had players that once they got to the final, they rarely got beat. That being Earl Strickland and Mike Siegel and Efren Reyes had some trouble there for a minute when in the finals, but then he turned that around the last 20 years of his career. And you kind of feel like Josh Fielder might be one of those types as well, huh?
Yeah. Wasn't Mike Siegel one of the most successful once he got to the final?
Yeah, him and Earl both.
Yeah.
Just always seem to play some of their best pool at those moments. And
I think they love that crowd. And we've heard some nice comments about the equipment. I mean, I've heard several of the pros talk about how nice the balls roll, how they react so well. So we'll watch them react to this break. I'll be quiet. Your turn.
Oh, you're good, George. Just coming off a little timeout, and now again at 4-2, ready to break here in our 7th game. Okay, missed him a little bit. And so, okay, the 10 got down. Now that's not a winner. And just like a combination, it's not a winner. Has to be pocketed last. I watched Ko Ping-Chung break quite a bit. Now it was mainly from the booth and a little bit of distance, but he was really hitting the break well. And now just a couple of them, I think he's hit not quite as well as he would like. Now this is a touchy shot anytime you're just trying to float behind one little ball that's like a foot away, because you really have no reference. You're kind of just out in space with the cue ball. And that's what happens. You kind of let up on it because you're trying to make everything happen so mildly that you don't get the draw on the ball. And you're really trying to hold the one somewhere and contain it as well. It just makes for a difficult shot.
Sure, and you're afraid of poking at it.
Or overhitting it even. He's even afraid of making a 1-4 combination down in the corner and putting himself behind the 2. And, of course, Josh just says, you go ahead and shoot. Pretty fortunate not to leave an offensive play, I don't think.
Attention, please.
Can you just roll that cue ball on top of the 3? I don't think so.
Yeah, he's going to look for more than that, though.
No,
he wants to cut off more than just a cross-side kick. And to get the 1 all the way to the rail, he's going to have to bump the 3. So he'll bank the 1 around and try and not leave any gaps.
It's going to leak out.
Yeah, it's going to leave something for sure. But in Josh's defense, it was a funny little shot to get a for sure hook, for sure snooker. That's why you saw him really not go at anything too hard. You see, he kind of smoothly moved the runner 1 around table.
And as we can see by that angle, that pocket is not all there. He's got about, he's going to have to go into the side of the pocket to pocket this ball.
Yeah, he's not going to.
He's taking an extension. He's going to look for a safety.
Yeah, he won't shoot at that from here. And can't quite just easily follow through the 1, also banking it by the. Oh, he did call it. So maybe he's not going to roll this. This will be elevated if he's shooting this to a half. Oh well, he's leveled out quite a bit.
No, it's the ball that doesn't go by the 5.
Well, he called it. Now he just called it just in case. That was a more of a like. It's going to give up a shot.
Yeah, he was trying to roll up on that 7 ball. And it looks like he has a full shot here, doesn't he?
Yeah, I like him going for this. I like him shooting at this. And even if he has to just level the cue out and maybe go 1 rail into the 3, he'll probably maybe try to spin around the 4. But I like his chances regardless. The only thing about spinning around the 4 is if it doesn't hit anything, you may lose position on the cue ball.
Is he going to bump that 8? Yes, he did.
Okay. Now he'll look. Is the 2 wired off the 4 in the corner? With top English? It looks... don't look bad.
Kind of draw it off a little bit, yeah.
Well, if you draw, I'm afraid it may shove into that side rail, but he's not going to do something like that. This is a race, 1 race to 10. I brought it up, but it's just kind of a fun shot, you think?
Well, you know, the one thing about
he's
that
calling the 4.
Is he wants to steal this game because this is Ko's break. So this is a big game to steal right here.
He's going after the combination bank. And
well,
really surprised that, because that was kind of a TV shot as well, fun shot. Talked about that kiss shot, but didn't really survey the safeties too much there. And there was definitely safeties available.
Oh, yeah.
He could have got him up behind the 9 pretty easy. Just chipped the 2 a little bit. And
yeah, there was other things that he could have played. It must have looked pretty good, and maybe just mishit it a little bit, or it reacted a little different than he thought it might off the rail. Didn't open up. Well, Josh had an opportunity to steal that game. But this young man says, well, you didn't do it, and now I'll take it back. Thank you.
okay, I think he's got the angle. He can draw this ball 2. I would follow this ball 2 rails for the 4 in the corner if I felt fine with shooting the 4 by the 5. That's a little better. So a lot of people draw back, and there's nothing wrong with the side pocket necessarily. But if you underhit it, you know, that's the safer side, and you get a little thin. But if you overhit it, you can get snookered.
I think he just wants to draw it just above the side pocket.
Yeah, he's going to be thin now on the 4, I think. See, and now he's going to have to maneuver the cue ball through some kind of traffic. So that's why maybe that second look he took, that 2 rails Top English coming out of the corner for the 4 in the upper left. It's maybe a little safer. What's he doing here? Going around the 9?
Going around the 9, I think, yeah.
Well,
looks like it.
Not only line of the cue ball, but speed is crucial,
yeah,
George.
You got to come between the 8 and the 7.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he didn't get around the 9.
Wow.
Good thing here is it looks like it does bang past the 8.
He's getting down on this pretty quickly. It needs to take a little time. Starting to get in a hair of a hurry.
Would you consider putting the cue ball behind the 9 here?
Yeah, for sure. But you know these guys are aggressive, and
yep,
that's
and
how you.
So accurate.
Now he's elevated. Is he elevated?
He rolled just by it, just by an inch.
Still going to be a hair over it, I think. Maybe not. But he can't really afford to draw this. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. That's how you would want to shoot this shot with the 7, being where it is.
Tension builds, and he drew right by that ball. See, a lot of players would have thought to just draw it, try to keep it right around where the 8 is, and risk scratching to the side. He put more on it to go right by the 8 and go ahead and go up.
Yeah, well, under the pressure, you're making more of that full swing you really like. Okay, that's going to get all the way to the rail. And should be okay, but now he's going to have to maybe roll it. Is he going towards the 10 with the cue ball? I don't think so.
No,
but
he's out in the open.
Still got to roll it a little bit, though.
He's got to roll it back up past the 10 so he doesn't risk being behind it.
Oh, okay. I thought he had to maybe soft roll this ball. That's what I would have been concerned about.
I think a soft roll could end up behind the 10.
Okay.
He's going to come right back and come right past it. And this game, this match is tight here. Joshua Filler hasn't made a mistake that he's had to pay for yet. And we're at 4-3. Well-deserved round of applause. And Mr. Filler to break the balls in game number 8. In this race, all-important race to 10. This race is worth $10,000 to the winner. Winner gets 30, second place gets 20. I would put that in the bank and not cash the check at the casino. Might not make it past the craps table. Both players just patiently in their chair. Our referee and tournament director, John Lehman, racking the balls. They can't ask for a better person in the ring with them in the arena. This is the finals. You get his personal attention.
And Filler to break off here in game 8, trying to keep that 2-game lead. Now watch for a kiss here. Oh, it's going to turn out. Well, no, it stayed underneath it, so we're not going to see an offensive shot from Filler, most likely.
Well, why doesn't he just, elevate and just masse it and come back and make the 1?
No position on the 2. That's
right.
Why. No
That's
position
right.
on the 2, George.
Otherwise, it's a gimme, right?
Yeah, so he's got to control both here. He's going to knock the 1 away now. All right, he's going to. Oh, he's all right. He's putting the 1 behind the 7 and coming by the 10, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. You should cut off at least. You might not cut off the right side of the 1. Oh, okay, but he got them both. It's just going to be really nice.
Such control. Probably a 2-rail escape here. Go to the side rail and then head rail and back towards the 1. He'll probably call it in the side, just in case. He wants to make sure he makes contact.
Extension, please.
Got down too close. He's taking his extension. That's one of the few. That's probably the only kick I've seen him miss in 2 matches. He doesn't give up ball in hand very often.
No, these guys. I think that jump cue error thing is kind of. Of course, these guys are great with the jump cue, but when it comes to getting out of safeties, there for a minute, the up-and-coming players immediately always went to the jump cue, and you can understand because they're so great with it. But the better, this new young round of an era of the better players are great at really kicking at the ball, and like you said, George, you're not going to see many that they don't hit.
Yeah, they hit quite a few of them, I'm telling you. Well, if there's a bright side for Ko on this rack, he didn't break it, so he really doesn't lose ground, even though he could lose the game. But he didn't make up, didn't steal one of his breaks. I guess that's the bright side of it. The dark side is he stands to lose this game and go down 5-3.
Doesn't look like Filler will do a whole lot with the cue ball here, and just take a little angle on the 8 to come around the 10, 3, most likely 3 rails, catching the 3rd rail just lightly.
Yeah, he might have changed his mind.
No, it just changed the bridge a little bit. He had the open bridge, and
yeah, for that shot you would want that closed bridge, wouldn't you? Just a little more steady. Be sure you're a little more steady.
Yeah, and I really don't mind. It's weird. I've never really said to somebody when they use a closed bridge, no, use an open bridge on that shot. But I've said it the other way around many times when they're on an open bridge. No, we need the closed bridge on that shot.
Sure.
Closed bridge just promotes a little better swing where you keep the tip where you want and keep control of the cue. And I really think it promotes a lot of trust, meaning you're not trying to aim so much like you would with that open bridge. The aiming should be long done before you're making that final strike or pre-stroking the cue. It should be done a little bit more as you're getting down on the ball.
One of my favorite left-handers, and Filler is left-hander. He's not my favorite, but one of my favorite is Rodney Morris, who really uses that open bridge a lot.
Rodney, a great player and Hall of Famer. Now down in Florida. Still plays some pool, but looking at another venture in his life.
It's a pretty exciting adventure, looks like.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, now, if you can say one thing, he hasn't done much wrong, but he probably hasn't broke the balls as well as he would like, and that's just not just talking about the results, but just the overall delivery of the cue and just the timing of everything just hasn't been perfect. Oh, that's a little better.
Oh, that was almost going to go on the side and he got kissed out. That was very fortunate for him.
It was, but the overall timing of everything was better. That's why you still saw a little bit of a miss hit. He got a lot of the results he wanted. So it's weird whenever the timing of not only a break shot or anything else, when that's good, it gives you a lot of room for error. I mean, he should be okay here.
Just got to make sure he pockets it. The ball should stay in play.
Well, he's worried it is sitting to where the 2 could fall a little bit downward. You can see the 2 may cut the 3 a little bit, and what he's worried about with that is, man, the 9's really going to hold my cue ball up, and the 2's going to lay on the back rail. So if that's your worry, draw off of the 9 and let the 2 have a little bit of speed to where it may escape.
Go to the other pocket, maybe?
Yeah, or just bounce one rail out to the middle of the table or something. You're going to draw to the middle off the 9 somewhat anyways. I'm saying if you're really worried about it.
Right, and it is a concern. I'm sure it is.
Oh, it's very much a concern. The way he's at 5-3 right here, he wants to get out.
That 2-ball probably end up close to the diamond there on the back rail.
Okay,
and
that's what happens whenever you're so worried about the 2 coming to this back cushion like that.
That little shot could play real big.
Okay, Josh needs to think this through.
In the future of this match.
What he's going to have to do is just hit a draw off of this 2-ball very lightly and make the 3, and just he should develop something for a long pocket on the 2, I think. Oh, I wouldn't hit it hard. Oh, yeah, he's asking first. I would have kept the 2 real close to the cue ball because you don't know what's going to happen, right? But you know it's not going to get you snookered if it only goes a foot away.
Well, if he would have thought that shot out the way you just explained it, he'd be much happier than he is right now.
Yeah.
But this will take a good kick shot.
And just tell it to some players at times, especially the best players, just you want to play with a little more definite things going on when you can. You can't always do that in this sport or any other sport. That's why it's probably they are called sports, just because it's not always a for sure thing.
Oh, wow.
Wow, great shot.
Look at this. How's his reward? Now get the jump cue.
He can't be too unhappy, though. He made a great shot, and he's still at the table.
It's funny, you make a great kick shot, and now you get to display your jumping skills in addition to the kick shot. Sounds like a commercial, even when you're just showing off.
Well, if he makes this 4, he's got plenty of room, so the cue ball will get down. There's no chance of really scratching in the side. It's not like he's going to land on the 4, and that'll offer some draw, but he may get snookered again if he happens to miss this.
Well, it worked out for Ko Ping-Chung. As he comes to the table with a near straight-in shot, easy access to the 5, 7 close to it on the same side of the table. 8 and the 9 don't present a problem, and the 10 in front of the side pocket. One of the things about watching him play is there's not much you have to say. Cue ball just falls on the right place, and the balls are numbered, so you know which one he's shooting next.
He generally makes a lot of sense with what he's doing, and so we had 64 guys in the tournament that do the same thing, but just doesn't ever seem like he's going to miss-hit the cue ball to me, and that's a scary thing. Even the greatest in the world, when the pressure's on at times, when they've made a mistake, it's from a miss-hit of the cue ball. It's not so much from aiming or the speed on the shot or the shot selection. It's just like any other player that's here at the Rio. It's from not getting that cue tip placed on the cue ball correctly. But you just don't feel like that's ever going to happen with Ko Ping-Chung.
Wow. No, I haven't seen it. And one other thing about these two players is Ko Ping-Chung is the only player in that arena that this week has not lost a match. He beat his last opponent. I believe he beat him 10-3. Fine young man from Japan, Masato Yoshioka. And it was just an exhibition.
Yeah, what a tournament Masato had.
Yes, he did. The only qualifier to make it to the Sweet 16, as you might call it, and then win a couple matches, won a match there to get to the semifinal.
Well, many thank yous, but I'd like to give a big shout out to all these players traveling all these distances to come give us this entertainment the last 2 weeks. It's been I love watching these guys play, and kind of makes me a little ill at times that I'm not playing out there, George. But
yeah, you know, when I saw that qualifier on Sunday for this tournament, I said, Jeremy, you sure you want to commentate? We had 9 American players in the field. I had 10 there, but it's 9, and then 6 Filipinos, 8 Chinese Taipei, and then we had players from Peru, Argentina, Albania. Cue ball stayed up.
There's that 4-railer, though, that has been very consistent for all the players on the break.
We had 4 or 5 players from Japan, just all over the world. A truly international field.
Well, he's a little cut off here. This is tricky because the 5 ball's got him to where he can't easily run the cue ball safe off of the 1. So he's got to. Is he edging this, trying to really get behind the 10, a bunch of rails, or I'm not sure about this one.
He's not going to like the result of that.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure about that one, and that was really because the 5 ball really had him. He was on the rail, and so the 5 ball had him cut off from really being able to get up table.
Would you call that a mental error, or did he do something wrong there?
No. The only thing about mental that I like about a shot like that is I like to go look where I want him behind the 6. Obviously, he could see where he wanted him, but you just get a little better feeling about the speed of the shot. Just everything seems to turn out better when you just go have that little glance.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, considering what he had
to work with,
right, it wasn't horrible. I mean, and usually,
he was
just like tough shots to be made. The tough safeties, I hate to bet against those players whenever they even have to try and execute what is a tough safety shot.
And you know, one of the things about rolling the ball exactly where you want to stop it, it's tough to do without, you know, using a rail to control your speed or something along those lines.
And it's weird, whenever you know the 1's going to go in a nice place, you tend to get the cue ball there more often. But knowing the 1's going to be open in space if he doesn't get there, well, that's a little more pressure. As he dead slow rolling this ball here. Wow,
yes,
great shot.
And he's made it. He's drained it.
I think he got there. Yeah, he did. So he'll draw into the 10 for the 3 in the side. Then you can see from there, everything will open up, the 4, 5, and 6 on the top end of the table.
This is a big rack for Ko. He's got to finish this so he can tie things up. He was trailing 3-1. They exchanged punches, and then he got the last one. Oops, I'm sorry. He was up 3-1.
No, Filler was up 3-1, correct? Yeah. Ko's been behind, I believe, the entire match. Except for maybe the first game, I think. But
I got my X's in the wrong place.
They're not in Texas, George Strait.
That's a good one. No.
Okay, so you can see just the stop, that little triangle you always want. Playing any pool game, a straight pool, 8 ball,
oh yeah,
9 ball, 10 ball, that little triangle. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Doesn't come up all the time and not very doable all the time in rotation pool, that being 10 ball or 9 ball. But the other game's very much what you want to look for. And now tied at 5 apiece. We're at the halfway mark, and no one's giving an edge or giving it up to either player.
Well, we figured this to be an exciting match, and at 5-all, halfway there, it has not been disappointing. We got Nick Varner in the stands over here on the right. 8-time world champion.
8-time, really?
I think. I'm not sure.
That's many different games.
There's Ko Ping-Chung, his older brother, 30-year-old Ko Ping-Chung, cheering on.
Semifinalist here.
Semifinalist here, yes.
So, and coming off a tough loss today, and nothing he did wrong really. He played really well, and just a few things with the break got him. And in a good positive frame of mind, sweating his little brother in.
Well, here we go. Teeing it up at 5 apiece.
Okay, that's that hit he's looking for.
Go
5's going to go, though. 3 going to get in his way again. What about the 8?
No, he's
all
okay.
right.
He's okay. You can see the side of the 1.
And that's more of the break that I saw as the earlier round matches that Ko Ping-Chung had played. Just really kept hitting the break great.
Now, can he cut this ball and hold the cue ball in the middle right there?
I'm not so sure, and he wants
gotta hit it
definitely an
pretty hard.
angle.
Yeah.
Well,
he's looking to be right by that 5 ball, 3 ball.
Yeah, I don't think he can hold it right there. Now he's got to move it more than that. I think you're threatening missing the ball if you try to hold it that much.
No, I was thinking he's got to cut it, come all the way across the table, and then go back again. But
it's just not a great path, though.
Right, there isn't. The 6 is there. He's got to go right between the 3 and the 6. Would he mind bumping to 3? At that speed, I don't think he should.
Well, what he may have to do is just play from a little straighter on the 2 ball, and yeah, he's looking at that little spot. There's not a big spot to come 2 rails, and
how about
he's got to dig on the cue ball to get this line he's looking at. So that really brings the 8 into play, also coming 2 rails, because you want to hit it with a hair more speed to make sure you hit that line you want with the cue ball.
How about 2 rails up with a lot of right English?
Maybe.
And laying on the rail.
It looks like he hit it perfect.
Gosh.
Though. Absolutely perfect.
wow.
Now he's going to have a lot of angle, and he's going to be a little elevated. And this shot here will be just as difficult as the last. A little harder to pocket the ball when you're talking about the cue ball movement and speed you got to hit this with. But he may have to come 3 rails back around into that position where he's at now, maybe.
Stay to the left of the 8 or come all the way around past the 8?
No, I think he'll come between the 8 and 4. And this is why I'm saying this is a touchy shot. A lot of people would want to dig more with right English and get into the shot more, but he'll just trust his speed, I think, and come across 3 rails right in between the 8-4. And it looks like it's perfect again.
He's got to go.
Yeah, but that's what I mean as far as he trusts the stroke taking care of business. He doesn't try to overhit it. He really trusts the rollout of the ball, which with today's technologies and the equipment we play on, I believe that's really the best way to play. And don't think those first 2 little shots won't start to really give you a lot of confidence. And if something else arises and comes up that's going to be difficult and require.
Yeah, you're working off that success.
Right.
That was a beautiful cut and control on that 1 ball.
And now he's elevated again,
yeah.
where he's got to have good speed. I mean, he's got more room for error, but you definitely don't want to be shooting the 6 from over the 10. Yeah, so he may cue down on this and go by the 9. I think that's probably the best way. Yeah, go down on it and don't even involve the speed control or getting elevated over the 10. Just go ahead and draw 1 rail by the 9. Really nice.
He works that cue ball just like a violinist.
Yeah, he can play, and we're going to see Filler in a position he has not been in quite some time, and that means trailing in the latter half of a match. Well, these last few runouts have been something special. Filler missed a safety, and Ko Ping-Chung had to dead roll the one ball off the end rail just to hold position on the two, and then got out through a little bit of a tricky rack. And then you could see nothing easy about the first several shots in this one. A one ball that required, man, a nice control and speed. Speed was perfect, and then the two ball the same.
You know, both those shots that he started this run out with required exceptional control.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a little tiny, pretty good shot. They were great shots.
And you see him come out for the corner again right there. A lot of people would have really moved the cue ball for the side pockets, and he just keeps it real natural, playing the balls to the corners.
And in doing so, he was able to hit it just a little bit harder with a little bit better stroke.
And again, you just stay with that medium a little more, and a little less, a little more than medium, right on medium. And what pool players do is they just check the cue ball differently. That way you're not hitting the ball super light or super hard. Occasionally those swing speeds come up, but not too often.
Ko Ping-Chung. Has snatched away control of this match from Joshua Filler.
And I think, not taking anything away from the guys from the top players from the last 30 or 40 years, 100 years, whatever you want to call it. We all would love to win 10-2 or 10-3 without a whole lot of pressure, but today's professional players, the formats we play under, and as great as they are, they're used to these close matches. So
they're used to being under the gun.
Well, not only unexpected, it's almost like don't mind playing them. Want to play those close matches. Want to win titles with the hills and the 10-8s, and know that there's a lot of pressure on you, on both players coming down the end of the match.
Yeah, well, this young man in the red shirt, you see him get real pumped up after some of the matches.
Oh, absolutely.
He really shows the emotion. He feels it, and it seems to pump him up. So, very good observation.
Well, for many years, we didn't hardly have any tournaments that were alternate break formats. So, even in the finals, if someone got going and got a few rolls on you, there could be some real one-sided wins. Not so much the last 10 years or so. See a lot more closer pool matches as a whole. A little off.
There goes the 9.
Yeah, that 4-railer. He's going to have a nice starter on the 1. What's the 3 going to do? Oh, it goes.
It's good shape.
So he's going to have to go into the 8 and judge coming off the 8, I believe, to get shape on the 3. Now, this is another one. Maybe he can go by the 8.
It looks like he might be able to.
And bump him?
And you mean bump the 3? I don't think he
or
wants
just
to.
kill the cue ball.
Kill it.
Just kill it and try and hold for the position, huh?
Yeah. You can go to the left side and still have the 3. He bumped. He did hit the 8.
He drew into it.
To make sure.
And this is one that John Lehman's going to want to keep an eye on. Thing is, where's the cue ball going here? He has to get in there to cut it. Can he draw off of it enough? And did pretty well. Okay, don't take your eye off the prize. Tendency here under pressure is to hit this a little thick to making sure you get enough draw. Don't think Josh is going to have that issue, but
it's funny. I've seen some really, really good players miss that ball to the right of the pocket, to the bottom rail.
Well, he's done that again, just ignoring the draw and just going ahead and going into the 10 and sacrificing a little distance. And that almost looked like as tough a shot as drawing it. But man, he does it well, and he'll just stop his cue ball here most likely.
Play the 7 up and just stay there for the 10 or come back a little bit.
So a couple high-powered semifinals, and not any different here in the final of our Predator World 10-Ball Championships. About to be knotted at 6.
This will give the fans something to clap at. Yeah, you get to see a lot of friends from all across the country when you come to Las Vegas for these tournaments. And we're back in action live from the CSI Arena. Tied at 6. Ko Ping-Chung.
Really has broke the ball as well as last 2 opportunities, and man, has made some great shots this match, both players. Seems like when he breaks his best, he really doesn't back off of it. Full extension through the cue ball. Watch the cue stick. Go all the way through. Got a track on the 1.
Oh boy.
What's the 2 going to do?
Ball's going to push it out of the way.
It's going to be nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a lot of congestion on the right side of the table, though. You can see a 5 and a 7 that's really tough to deal with. A 9 and 10 that's off. And I don't know if he can get at the 5 and 7, so maybe something like shoot the 2 and get position to knock the 3 around table and get it near the 5-7 and maybe play a snooker.
That was a good idea. I was thinking of how to get it back there. He's in if he gets position here, puts a cue ball by where the 6 ball is, he could 2-rail the 3 up in that area and stick the cue ball behind the 10. That way when he kicks at it, he could possibly open it up. You know, if Josh kicks at it, he could possibly open it up.
Okay, that's a little much. He's going to be over the 8. That's going to, okay.
He's okay.
But I think he was looking at wrapping the corner and then hitting a 3rd rail and maybe trying to open the 5 and 7 mildly. You know, you don't take a big chance on that. Okay, is he looking at trying to edge this ball is what he's looking at now and run the cue ball safe.
He'd want to be more to the bottom of the screen, right?
Well, no, not necessarily, because if he feels comfortable with it, edging it from the left a little bit offers getting behind the 8 a little easier, and you don't have to, how do I say this, you don't have to really manufacture the angle that much. Yeah, and the 5 and the 7's really going to help you. So this will be a real light, thin hit on the right side. Get a lot of speed on a lot of spin on it. You do want to throw the 5 backwards, and also he'll just come 2 rails and try and rest on the left side rail where he's pointing his cue now. So if he gets a little more right of that ball, George, he has to really hit it with a lot more speed to get the angle he wants right here. Whoa. Now that ball caught the 8 somehow, and that's going to be upsetting, because he knows that probably going to be fortunate to get back to the table, even with the 9-10 a little funny.
19 lays a little funny, but there's a little space between them where the combination is probably available. I was going to say you can move it with the cue ball, but then you wouldn't have shape on the 7, so that's not going to happen.
You got to cut that ball back. They're close together, so anytime the balls get close together like that, even if there's space, you really have to cut the 9 quite a bit.
Sure.
And also consider that little bit of friction, that little bit of throw that'll be involved. Don't think he'll tear it out here. He may. I don't think so. I think he'll probably try to set up for that combo, or possibly a cross-side bank on the 9. Not a bad option at all. The thing is, it's not just knock the 9, that combination in, it's a winner. The 9's going to have movement on it, so he'll need to play shape on the 9. Yeah, like right here, if he throws this with outside English to the cut, he'll hit this thick. The 10 will hit the back rail. You got to naturally cut this with no English. You don't want outside English on this 9, unless he's going to hit it really, really easy. But if he's going to hit it with a little pace to try and get the cue ball off the rail, easy to hit it thick. See that? And that's from throwing the 9 back to the 10. Anytime the balls are close together, you want to use center draw or actually a bit of inside.
Okay.
Outside will make the ball really pull the same way that that first ball is going, the direction it's going in. Now, if you have 6 inches, it doesn't matter that much. But anything inside 2-3 inches, easy to catch that and make that second ball hit thick.
Great explanation for you guys out there.
Yeah, it's just friction. That's all it is. The balls don't have time to release because they're so close together, and they just really grab.
Well, that was big for Ko to be able to maintain his break. We're now 7-6. He's wondering, how did I miss that? Well, when he comes back to listen to this video, he'll know exactly why.
Well, believe it or not, it took me a few years to learn that. It's not something that many people are aware of, I guess you might say, and you'll see it commonly missed. And it's always on the thick side. You'll never see it really overcut. Now it's just a matter if you use center draw English, it's just a little cleaner contact between the two object balls.
Well, I thought we were going to have Jimmy White come in here and share this super final. Get some observations from him.
A feeler going over that last rack in his head a little bit, and it's amazing he's trying to learn from what went wrong right here while he's in the middle of the final. Okay, I didn't hear anything yet. The 4 railers down though.
So is the yep.
And that's another nice starter on the 1 and the 2, very handy. So probably just chip this in with a little inside English and just kind of float towards the 2 for the lower 2 in the lower left. Important here though, he gains a good angle. Is that going to be all right, or is he going towards the 9 now? Okay, no, that's
perfect.
Good. Yeah,
he's perfect. Boy, these guys are just going to trade off racks, huh? Filler had a chance to steal one. You know, that could easily be the difference in this match when it comes to the end of it. That missed 10 ball.
Well, mistakes have been at a premium. There hasn't been a whole lot of them. And this is a little bit of an error, even though it's one that usually doesn't cost the players, or one you'll remember because they usually get down and just knock this ball in. But okay, now making a decision. He has to either float this or add heavy spin to come 2 rails out for the 5. He's just floating it with a straight high ball, so may get a little bit above the 5 as well. Not a problem.
He's looking pretty solid here.
Okay. It's right in between. Going forward's a little funny. Punching out 2 rails a little funny. I like drawing this ball myself to the side rail and back out. Yeah.
He's making this look easy. This shot should tie it up at 7. I like to point out the obvious sometimes, Jeremy. It's been quite the trade-off throughout this entire match. Game here, game there, game back and forth, a couple at a time, twice.
Here we are, 7-7, and
this will go to
get the feeling of Hills in our future.
I think so.
I think the first match we did of the 9 ball, we talked about that at about 4-4 between Nils Fan and James
that was
Aranis.
A beautiful match, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it went on Hill, and let's just end this couple weeks with a Hill the and the final of the Predator World 10 ball.
Best crowd, best field. Gosh, as good as an arena as I've ever seen, if not the best arena I've ever seen. Ko Ping-Chung to break. It's tied at 7. 3 games to go. A race to 3 for a world title.
A little flatter on the hit there, but it's not going to hurt him at all. But just not quite the pop on the cue ball like he's had the last few.
He doesn't have. Can he cut this ball?
I don't think
no,
so.
He's froze. Looks like he's froze to it.
Yeah, he's in a tough spot here, and I'm trying to think what do you do from here? And I mean,
can he go behind the 7 there? I don't think so. I don't think it fits.
Maybe. I think he thinks he can throw this in, is what I think.
He's kind of acting like it, because he has to come this way, and he just has to throw it. He's got to throw it quite a bit. He's got to throw it at least 3 inches, and the ball isn't 8 inches out of the pocket. He's not trying to throw it from there.
Oh, he's not playing safe going that direction either. Yeah.
Wow, I guess they weren't frozen.
No, they weren't frozen, that's for sure. He would have had to shoot the other direction to make it if they were frozen.
Right, that's why I was wondering why he was shooting that way. I think he attacks here, doesn't he? Banks this back to the corner, comes up for the 5 in the corner where the 4 is now.
Yeah, I think he needs to level out though, and if he bumps the 8 a little bit, that's okay. And I don't like drawing by the 8 and trying to get all the way back down. I think he's just got to hit it with a high ball. And he knows just if he comes 1 rail out, he could hit the 8 full and end up with not the greatest shot on the 5. But I just kind of feel like if he draws by the 8 and the 7, there's just not much of a window to get between those. And if you catch either one of them, you're in big trouble.
Yep.
Now it's a little easier way to make the bank, or easier feeling on how to make it. Watch out for the side pocket too if he does hit his spot. Okay. Caught a little piece of the 7, but he didn't catch it fully, so it worked out.
It worked out for him.
Yeah, and it worked out in a good way because he made a couple great shots. Opening shot on the 3, and now a nice cross corner bank on the 4. Okay, he's looking to go off the 10 if he hits a high ball. No way to avoid it going forward. Okay,
Can you draw to the side rail and not
I
hit the 10?
think, but the thing is, the slick cloth, if you overhit it, it doesn't grab and it'll go into the top of the 10. So he's going to play to go into the 10. Watch out.
Oh, boy.
He's all right.
He's okay. Yeah.
I'm really curious why he applied so much English on that. I thought he would just hit a straight high ball, and that way, even if he had to cut the 6 a little, that's much better than flirting with getting behind the 8.
Well, here's a couple of shots that we saw Filler shoot off the rail, long straight in.
Does he level, or does he like medium jack up here?
I would level. He's medium jack up.
Yeah, I like that.
You like that?
I like myself. If I can get at the middle of the cue ball, yeah, I like that.
He likes it too.
Yeah. Filler earlier was dead on the rail when he had to level out. And you saw a big shot on a 1 ball that Ko Ping-Chung had to do the same and slow roll in. So high level pool we have.
He's closing in on the title. 2 balls to take an 8-7 lead, putting a little pressure, a lot of pressure on Joshua Filler to return serve. Return his break. You know what's funny is I worked for Wrigley for 34 years. We should have sponsored that man.
Oh, yeah.
Just giving him some Wrigley's gum to chew.
Yeah, old Nick Bird.
Yep.
One hell of a dude. Okay, a real consistent break by Filler. It's not like 100% by any means, but
Cue ball
okay,
nicely.
the 4 railer. Oh, it hung up. And the 7, and he's giving up a starter on the 1. So what a situation developing. We haven't seen any dry breaks by these 2 gentlemen, I don't believe.
This is late in the match too. This puts him on the hill.
Yeah, and the 3 to the 4 is very, very handy. And the 5 is open, the 6 goes. So really just making sure he gets on this 2 ball here, George. And
yeah,
if he can hit it heavy enough to just slide 1 rail in between the 5 and 2, that's what he'll try and do. If not, he may have to go across the top side of the 5 and 10 like that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, nice 7 ball. Nice 7 ball.
And you don't see a whole lot from Ko Ping-Chung, but a little smirk there. And we talked about it, though. We talked about maybe some rolls or a little something generous changing from the beginning of the match. And now
2 in a row.
Yeah, it's 2 in a row. A dry break, and then he had to take a little chance there. Now, he didn't want to take that much of a chance, but now just these things turning around, and not, you don't say against Josh Filler, but now just a little bit for Ko.
There's a little break for him. And this rack's not over yet. I mean, he's got to hold his nerve here. Look at this.
Oh.
Look at this.
Yeah.
I think it'll spin.
No, he's dead hooked.
He's dead hooked?
Oh, he's in major trouble here in a position that I just didn't expect. And the funny thing is, I know that maybe the 3's frozen, but he could have still spun it in and gotten some type of shot on the 4. I think if he just laid up a little bit more, he was trying to get to the premium position on the 3, that being between the 4 and 9.
It looks like it's off the rail just a hair.
Well, if it's off the rail, man, that's a questionable decision trying to go down and get in between. Oh, wow.
Oh no.
Okay. So there again.
There's 3.
There
just
again,
3
yeah.
balls.
He started off the first few racks not really getting much love, you might say, and now a dry break. Questionable shot with the cue ball on the 1. A little bit of a questionable shot on the 2. A nice shot on the rail first on the 3, but man, just saved the cue ball by just a little bit in that upper right.
Well, now you just got to pocket it in the side, roll up for the 5.
And the key to this one, again, is a lot of times you want to hit it a little easier. Go ahead and get through it. You got plenty of room with the cue ball. You're going to make a little better stroke. And nice shot. Okay, not out of the woods, though.
No, the 6 ball's difficult to get to.
Well, and he's going into the 10 no matter what. I think he's going to have to get the bridge or an extension and draw off the top of the 10.
Does it go by the 6, the 10 ball? Does
No,
6 go by?
he's got to move the 10. So he's going to go into the 10 and then get to the high side of the 6, which is on the left side of the 6. Now the problem here is the 10 going to bounce back in the way of the 6, and is he going to draw off the 10 and get over the 8? Both those are a little bit of a concern. And he's fine. He almost got over the 8, and that would have been a little tricky, but.
And this cue ball lays nice to come on the right side of the 10, on the left side, so the correct side of the 10, so he doesn't get hooked.
Yeah, and if he gets out here, win or lose, he's put himself in the best position possible.
Sure.
He's going to have 2 breaks to win the title.
Well, he's got to stay in form here. I'm sure he's feeling some nerves building up.
Well, he's probably played at a hair faster pace than normal, and not like incredibly fast, but just a hair faster. Now he's going to have to cheat this a little. You don't want to just draw this back. You want, even if you have to cheat it, you want to go the rail and back out. You don't want to shoot the 9 from further distance. Yeah, nice shot.
Now to the rail, into the middle of, right about where that chalk is, a little bit above that probably.
But as long as you're not getting overly fast with your tempo, when the nerves are high, there's nothing wrong with a hair more, a little hair quicker around the table.
Wow, wow. You know, the thing about the nerves running high there, for me, it's the way I got there. To finish it off, to sit there, because the thoughts that go through your head are kind of crazy. To get those opening 3 shots were 3 fortunate rolls that could have gone another way. And knowing those were there and still being able to succeed and close it out, it just puts that much more pressure to make sure you close it out.
Right.
It does to me anyway. I don't know how other guys feel about that, but I try to think of myself as an average Joe, and if I'm feeling it, so might others.
Well, we're all the same, you know, we're all human. And so, you know, these guys, you can argue that were born to play this game and play it at this highest level, but they still had to go through that learning process of what works for them, and it may have taken a few different different outlooks to find that solution. But it's just practicing. Like people say, man, you got to trust that stroke. Well, you know, guess what? You got to practice trusting it. Yes. You can't just snap your finger and say, oh, all of a sudden, man, I trust it. That's great. Yeah, that's the best thing ever.
Yeah, I just saw that shot. I can trust it now.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Okay, so if I was in his corner, I'd say, don't back off this break. Just go ahead and let her go full.
Do what got you here.
Yeah, cue stick about in between the first diamond past the side all the way through, it's the extension, the full extension through the cue ball.
He's breaking for the match.
Okay, he's made one.
Down. There goes another one.
The one's going to come up kind of high. It's just a matter if the 2 is a doable. So are we going to see a cross corner? Now, he'd love to cut it. The problem with cutting it is the 5's in the way going back and forth. If the 5 wasn't there, I'd like to say this tournament was over, because he'd cut this in and go back and forth 2 rails and take the long shot on the 3.
Well, he's taking other banks, so I think he takes the bank here. He's looking at it. He's thinking,
well,
okay.
The 2's so open, though, I might just go ahead and run into the 5 with the cue ball. I know that sounds crazy, but I sure like securing this 1, cutting it in. I don't think I'm missing this 1 very, very often.
The pockets play a little generous.
Yeah, and it plays more generous to that type of shot on a very narrow angle going down the side rail.
That's a great point.
Oh, he's going for basically the tournament. This shot is the tournament for Ko Ping-Chung.
Well, he'll win it on this game instead of having to go. He'll break on the hill.
Yeah, but if he buries this one, you'd be hard-pressed to not think he's going to knock it out. And we all know how great he plays in his world ranking, and his results, you know, exhibit that. But what's this big title? If he can get out here, what's that going to do for going on to win many more titles a lot sooner?
Well, I'll tell you, you know, players, people tend to work off their successes, and to play as well as he does and then have this as proof,
Attention, please.
this world title as proof, has got to be big in his confidence.
Well, this is funny, though. He can't go by the 3. There's no rail to go by the 3, so he's got to go into the 3 here. I think that's the safest play.
Well, I've seen him play between, you know. Like
yeah, but there's no room. There's no room at all, and you're really threatening. You could hit the ball really well and just still go right in the side and scratch. I really like him going into the 3 myself.
Nice call, Jeremy.
Okay, and he got it over the side. And the good thing is it would have been unlucky not to get a shot, because you could see there was a lot of room to play it for the corner, too, if it would just moved into that position. So.
Now it's just a matter of closing it out.
Yeah, just Josh Filler, another great tournament. Just a couple loose shots in this final.
That dry break.
And the dry break, too. But I remember
and then a couple
he missed the safety on the 1 ball that was big. But like we talked about at the beginning, things just kind of changed from the beginning of the match to the end, and that happens a lot. If you stick to it and you fall behind early and stick to doing what you're doing, is going to come 2 rails here. Yeah, he wants to get off the rail a little bit, but it's not going to matter. He'll cheat the pocket and go on to hold this Predator World 10-ball trophy high in the air here shortly.
Let's see what his emotions do to him, see what kind of a celebration he does. This is big, this 10-ball, to close it out. This junior champion is now a world 10-ball champion. Ko Ping-Chung.
Well, I didn't expect much, as of maybe if Filler had won. We'd see a little bit more emotion, but a man that really displayed it on the pool table this week,
There's
going undefeated. Going undefeated, gets a big hug from the family, and I'll tell you what, that's a scary moment for the rest of the pool world as far as Ko Ping-Chung getting his first major title.
There's a 9-ball champion, and now his brother's a 10-ball champion.
Yeah, and they're both the reigning 10-ball champions, actually, the past two.
Well, they did well in this tournament.
World 10-ball champion. How do you feel?
Brother takes third, fourth.
Well, we got the interpreter out there, so we'll let them do their thing.
It feels great to keep the champion in their home house.
Good win, huh? Very good win. Congratulations, sir. Thank you. Folks, your 2019 Welcome back to the Predator World 10-Ball Championship. We've concluded our matches and got our champion, and like now, I'd like to introduce our VIPs for the awards ceremony. First, would you welcome me up here from the World Pool Association, the president of the World Pool Association, Mr. Ian Anderson. The CEO of Predator, Mr. Kareem Balaj. The CEO of CueSports International, Ozzy Reynolds. And representing the Billiard Congress of America, Philippe Singer. And our champions. First, Philippe. Masato Yoshioka. Philippe. Ko Ping-Chung. Our second place finisher, Mr. Joshua Filler. And our 2019 Predator World 10-Ball Champion, Ko Ping-Chung. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a nice round of applause for our four top finishers, our champions of this event, all great players from this event. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Predator Cues for the Predator World 10-Ball Championship, our other sponsors, Diamond Billiard Products, Kamui, and Omega. And thanks for coming, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next March.